Y'all, when did Franklin get his pilot's license? I missed it. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. Um, yeah, so when did Franklin get his pilot's license? Did I miss that? Did like he do that while we was on on the little break, or he couldn't fly a plane in season 4, and here we are in season 5. He's flying full on jets. So apparently, in the meantime, he got his pilot's license. But anyway, we are back for Snowfall. This is season 5, episode 1, Comets. It's 1986, down to Maryland, the University of Maryland. And we see some players from the basketball team. They are not necessarily having a party, but they are partying, if you get my drift. They in there doing lines of coke and, just having themselves a good old time. I don't know if they're celebrating some kind of win or what, but one of them is like carried away. Like he just, all right. And they like, hold on, Lynn. Take it easy. And he like, I'm a horse. I'm a horse. And he gets up and I'm like, uh-oh. He looking a little wobbly, looking like he about to fall down. And he sits down and he starts to have a heart attack. And so there's that. And so he overdosed on whatever it was he was doing on the cocaine. And they showed us that for a reason, because this particular, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This was Len Bias, the basketball player. Like he was on his way to the NBA, and that was just like completely cut short because he overdosed and died. And so there's that, I know that had to be devastating for his family. Not only, of course, you lost your child, but it's the fact that his potential is just squandered, because now what? Like he had an opportunity to go and be great, and that was ruined, when he overdosed on cocaine. So there's that. Anyway, Franklin, like I said, got his pilot's license over the break. And he's flying this plane, looking over the land, looking over LA and all of that. When he lands, Thelma and Louise are waiting on him. If you don't remember Thelma and Louise, these are the girls that he got linked up with. I was going to say they put a hit out on him, but no, they were sent after him, to kill him, when Franklin had a bounty on his head, with Stacy them. And so Thelma and Louise now work with him, and they're waiting on him. He makes a call to a brokerage firm that he owns, he and his girlfriend, and I still don't know girlfriend name. They said it a couple of times too, but I'm going to go back and figure it out. By episode 3, we're going to know her name. But for right now, she's girlfriend. And so he calls the brokerage firm, and asks them to look into a property. He speaks to the girl in charge, who is his girlfriend. And they need to discuss business, so he's going to come by later. Franklin and the girls go to a party, and one of the guests walk up to Franklin like, so do you have my Coke? And the person throwing the party, he's like, hold on, that's not what he's here for. He's in real estate. And so she goes on by her business. But anyway, the guy that interrupted, the guy that's throwing the party, he is Reed's replacement, Teddy Reed. He's his replacement. His name is Grady Williamson. He sits down with Grady, and he tells Grady that he wants to increase the buy. He's thinking 300 key per week. And he says that he's thinking 1,000 per key, which adds up to 300,000, which means 300,000 times 52 is 15 million. And so Franklin is asking for a lot up front. And of course, the guy is like, we're not going to be able to do that. Gustavo is still he's still with us. And so Gustavo comes out, and he asks Gustavo, so Gustavo, if Franklin asked you for 15 million, like, what would you say? Would you give it to him? And Franklin is just like, listen, it's not my This is not my it's not me that this is coming from, like it's the family. He's skeptical, of course, but it is what it is. And they're talking. He asking Gustavo about his girlfriend, and he's trying to have all this fun, like y'all got to loosen up. Y'all so uptight, and it's like I've never been around drug dealers so uptight. Y'all need to learn how to have some fun. And they both standing there giving him the coast. They're like, fun with the white man? Nah. Now that the business is taken care of, they can go have some fun. Uncle Jerome and Auntie Louie, they out riding horses, because they rich now. And so they out riding horses, and he tells her that he bought the horses for them. He bought his horse and he bought her horse. He say, I don't want nobody riding our horses. They ours. And he said, he asked her, you gonna show me that reverse cowgirl? And she like, behind the stables. I got you. I love them. I love their dynamic. I just love them. I really do. I wish this was more so about Auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome, running things. But I mean, we're here for Franklin as well. But Auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome have to stay forever because I love them. I love everything about their relationship. I really do. He's so understanding of her being a bisexual woman. He don't care. He don't feel inferior to it at all. It's just, she like what she like, and I like that she like what she like. And I love that about them. She the one that's really down. She the one that drug him down into the life, and he's there to stay. And it's all because of her. Like he love that woman. He loves that woman, and it shows. But anyway, Leon, he at the house, still in the projects, of course. He's watching the news, and they are talking about Len Bias, who overdosed on the cocaine. And some of the homies come in there and come get him. And they take him to the cut where they have this guy, like, held hostage. They have him tied up. Apparently, this dude done stole some Jordans from somebody in the crew. And they have to teach him a lesson about stealing. And so, Leon is like, why would you do, knowing what you know about me and who I am? Why would you try me like that? Why would you do that? Take them off. So he take the shoes off, begging, please, Mr. Leon, I won't do it again. No, first he thinks, he's in the clear. So he's like, oh, all right. That's all you want me to take them off? Okay, I'll take them off. You ain't got to worry about this no more. I ain't gonna never do it again. Leon's like, I know. Hand me that little stovepipe back there. And he just starts busting him in his ankles, breaking his feet and ankles and toes and all of that. And then tells him, you can go in and keep the shoes. I mean, you earned them. And so there's that, he let him live. But I guess, Leon is, I like Leon's form of discipline. Like, he's not like, super overzealous to where like any and everybody just gets shot. He's not one of those no nonsense type of people. Like, he's kind of understanding. Like when the girl held him up at gunpoint last season, he was like, you need money? I got you. Don't come try to kill me. So stuff like that. Leon, he's diplomatic, I should say. That's the word I'm looking for. He's very diplomatic. Okay, some of the kids, some kids are at this house party, and they in there smoking crack, doing lines, etc., etc. And this guy comes, and he's just at the party. He comes and sits down and just helps himself. Oh, hey y'all. And one of the guys is like, hey, yeah, so did we say you could have some of our Coke? And he's like, oh, my bad. I mean, I thought that it was all right. This is my boys' party. I thought that I could do it. I thought it was all right. Let's just call it cool. And, he laughs like, what's wrong with him? And dude is like, no, you don't just say, you're just not going to ask for permission. Like, that's my boy's Coke. You just going to come over here and take it? No, we're not doing that. And he kind of laughs it off again, like brushes him off like, I said I was sorry. Is he always an asshole or is it just tonight? And the dude is like, what you say? And he get up I'm getting my gun. He get up and he's like, yeah, so talk that shit you was saying now, bitch. What was that? What was that you was saying? And everybody's like, whoa, God, whoa. The dude throwing the party, he high as hell off the crack cocaine. And cause he be freebasing and it shows all in his face. But anyway, he gets up like, like it's all he tries to de-escalate the situation, like, let's calm down. Let's not do that. Put your gun down. Like, where did you even get that? Put your gun down. And he finally gets him to put it down. And everybody, goes back to, whew, okay, that's over with. And that dude turned around, pop, pop. Yeah, bitch, now what, bitch? And everybody runs, disperses out the party. He just really shot the man and killed him. High off that cocaine and whatever else he was doing. Because I think he was freebasing too, because he was snorting lines and using a pipe. So, yeah, he was on cocaine and high on crack. And he just shot that man out of nowhere. And the dude that owned the house, or that lived in the house, who was throwing the party, he just pushed him out, gun included, like, just get out and just go, run. So there's that. Franklin, he wakes up, and Franklin done moved on up. Franklin done moved on up. He living in a penthouse now, so he wakes up overlooking all of Los Angeles, in his high-rise penthouse. It was very nice, very nice. But anyway, he wakes up, he reading the paper, he sees about, Len Bias and his overdose, and he also hears on the news about the tragic death of the student at the party. When he hears who the suspect is, he's boxing, sparring and, listening to the news, and he hears who it was, and he turns around like, nah, I know, ain't this about a bitch? He knows who it is. It's obvious that he knows who the person is because he's completely shook. He goes to the brokerage and he in there talking shop, with his girlfriend. She's, happy to be in her new role. Like, he's really setting her up. She's a lawyer. She finished law school and she's, I guess, his closing attorney. And she likes being, in that role. And, he's happy to help. He's happy to do it for her. He kind of takes responsibility for her being where she is. And she's like, I worked. Yeah, you helped a little bit, but I worked. I worked hard. And don't you ever forget it. I'm an independent woman. Okay, so the man that threw the party that Franklin attended, he's the one that Franklin and Thelma and Louise was at with Grady's party. Grady waking up the next morning, he goes outside by the pool to have his coffee. And then Teddy Reed shows up in disguise. I knew of right off the bat that it was him, just by the sound of his voice. I tell y'all all the time, I know voice tones. So we knew it was Teddy Reed, and Teddy Reed showed up like he was, somebody working for the city, needing to come inspect something. And he kind of, walks in and kind of helps himself to where he needs to go. He goes and looks at a meter, and Grady is the whole time like, they got you working on a Sunday? Oh, yeah, you can call and complain about it. He's skeptical, and before Reed leaves, he stops him like, what was your name again? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I just need to call, when I call and let them know how good you did. I just need to know, who I'm talking about. And Reed, sarcastically is like, yeah, going on and do that. Please call and let them know about them Sundays while you're at it. Franklin, he shows up to Rob's house. We find out his name is Rob, white boy Rob. He shows up to Rob's house. And he and Peaches go inside and, they still in there getting high, he and his friends. And Franklin looks as if he's so disappointed in the fact that his friend is now a crackhead. It's like, it's the same look he had on his face when we found out Wanda was on that stuff, or when I forgot the girl that was living next door, but her when we found out she was getting high off crack, it was just a look of defeat, like, damn, you too. Now I got to, drop you too. Anyway, Franklin, he shows up to Rob's house. We find out his name is Rob, white boy Rob. He shows up to Rob's house. And he and Peaches go inside and, they still in there getting high, he and his friends. And Franklin looks as if he's so disappointed in the fact that his friend is now a crackhead. It's like, it's the same look he had on his face when we found out Wanda was on that stuff, or when I forgot the girl that was living next door, but her when we found out she was getting high off crack, it was just a look of defeat, like, damn, you too. Now I got to drop you too. Anyway, he happy to see Franklin. I'm so glad you're here. We needed your help. Please come on in and tell us what we need to do. The guy that shot the boy, his name is Thad, and he tells him, does Thad know who we really work for? Does he know what's really going on? And he says that he doesn't. Of course, it's a lie. we find that out later. But he says that he won't let anything come back on Franklin, and or the business or anything like that. He's gonna take care of it from here. Franklin just tells him, page me if you hear from Thad. Okay, Franklin, he has a meeting with the family, getting them up to speed on what's going on with Rob and Thad and all of that. Rob is using the crack cocaine, and so yeah, he gonna have to go. That's a no. He's a definite no, and he's definitely out. Franklin, he's going to deal with Rob and Thad, and Auntie says she wanted, what about those price cuts? That's what I'm here for. What about the price cut? And Franklin just tells her, listen, I'm going to worry about Ron and Thad first. And no, Rob. I'm going to worry about Rob and Thad first, and then we'll get to the price break. You know how Franklin do. He got to get it all taken care of. He's the one that's going to have to work it all out. They always counting on him. Wanda, she's still sober, so kudos to you, girl. She's still sober, and she's now working as a phone sex operator. She can't keep the men on the phone long enough. She making them come too quick, and her boss is just like, you're gonna have to tease them, you're gonna have to drag this on now, because the longer they stay on the phone, the more money that they spend. That's the goal. When she gets home, she's living at Franklin's old house. And so when she gets back, she's confused as to why Rob is sitting up in her living room. Rob and Peaches are there. Peaches tells her, you're going to have to keep an eye on him. He's coming down, of course, so he's having withdrawals and all of that. She's been there. She already knows what that's like. And when Peaches leaves, she tells him that you're going to make it through. I've been through this. You just have to keep, push through. Keep on keeping on. Auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome. Sorry, y'all. I hope they ain't sound like a fart. I was zipping and unzipping this. Anyway, Auntie Louie and Uncle Jerome are at the bar. They get a visitor. It is the cop who, oh, I forgot about this. There was this police officer that we see a whole raid happen. He run up in this house. They done beat up the teenagers that were in the house. One of the boys, his mama gets home. She's frantic. What's going on? Y'all done beat up my child. I'm suing. They try to put her in cuffs. It's all bad. It's all bad because they were at the wrong place. But anyway, this cop, he's a dirty cop because he's sitting up there at the bar snorting cocaine and everything. And he's slanging dope as well. He's there to talk shop. He tells Louie that, he won't be able to protect her because I guess he's their protection. You got to have somebody in law enforcement to look out. But he says he's not going to be able to protect them unless she gives him somebody to serve up on a platter. The police are always, they got to find somebody. They done went up in here in the wrong house. They have got to bring somebody down that, something drug related, of course. And she says she ain't no snitch. And he like, you gonna be a snitch today? You gonna have to find a way to say something. I need you to serve somebody up. Thank you very much. Because the police want headlines. They want some notoriety around there at their precinct. Anyway. Oh, and the people are overdosing as well. So they gotta have somebody to pin that on. Rob, okay, he wakes up and he thinks he's in an empty house, and he tries to sneak back out, and Franklin is waiting for him in the kitchen drinking his coffee. Like, so you gonna just roll up on any old body on the corner? Like, what's your plan? And of course, Rob says he knows where Thad is. He says he's in Palm Springs. He say he know where he at. He that's where he was headed. He was headed round there to Rob because he say he gonna handle it. And Franklin knows that he was just really headed out for some crack, honestly. And so he tells him to call Thad, and tell him to meet us. He's going and I'm going to get you a little bit of cocaine, to even you out. But go ahead and call Thad and have him meet us. We're going to all go out to the desert. He tells him that afterwards he's going to fly him to the best rehab in the country so that he can get clean, and he makes him promise that he'll go and that he'll make the change. He promises. Rob agrees. Peaches, Franklin, and Rob, they drive into the desert, and, Rob is in the backseat telling stories, and he realizes, wait a minute, something ain't right. I ain't got no gun. I really don't know where we're going. And so he asks about a gun. Y'all got a piece for me? And Franklin says, oh, yeah, it's in the trunk. He's like, oh, okay. Then he's like, so y'all, you think I can handle it a little bit? I'm trying to get familiarized with it. You think I can do that? And Franklin says, fuck it. I got to pee anyway. So they pull over. Peaches gives him the gun. And, while Franklin goes to pee in the bushes, they're talking, and they end up, getting back in the car and just keeping it moving. At first, I was like, are they about to kill this man? It doesn't happen. They do. He does actually go pee, and they get back in the car and keep it rolling. They driving into the nighttime because now it's dark, and Rob in the backseat doing bumps and all of that, so he done got his cocaine. He's trying to build up the nerve to kill Thad because that's where they're headed. They roll up at Thad's house. Thad back there doing throwing flames everywhere. He tossing flames. I don't know what he doing. I don't know what you call that. When you kind of just twirl it around. Twirling flames. I don't know. But that's what he's doing. And he sees Peaches. And Peaches has his gun drawn. And so he pick up a shotgun like, who is this? Who is he? And so they're like, cool. It's all right. Cool. Calm down. Stall him out. That's just Peaches. He with us. It's all right. He think that they're there to, to help him get out of town or whatever. I don't know what he was thinking, but Franklin wants to go inside to talk, and Thad says he would just rather get his things and leave. When they do take the conversation inside, Thad, he asks about the CIA, talking about, you think your CIA boss? You think the CIA guy will get me a new passport? And Franklin's looking like, how the fuck you know about the CIA? He looked right over at Rob like, really? He don't even say nothing. He just looks at him. That's your cue. That's your cue, because he talking too much. So he does know who you work for. Both of y'all lying. You lying. You lying. So he done caught him in a lie. That was strike one. Maybe strike two. I don't know. But anyway, Franklin explains, that Peaches is just the top flight security, and Rob ends up lowering the gun, and I already said that. My bad, y'all. They inside. I done went back to the notes and got myself lost. Anyway, Rob, he pulls out a gun on Thad, because Thad is on that bullshit, and so he pulls his gun on him. He points it at Thad, and Thad, of course, don't say anything. He just got his hands up, and Rob shoots and misses, and then he shoots again and gets him in the shoulder. And so Thad is just down there begging for his life, begging and pleading, and Franklin looking at him like, you gonna finish him off? And so he can't do it. He can't really muster up the nerve. And then finally he does, and he shoots him in the head, and, that's just that for Thad. Sorry, Thad. They take Thad's body out to the desert to bury him, and Rob is out there. He smokes some crack at the scene. He say, it's my last night to get high. Let me just go on and do this right quick. He admiring the stars and talking about a comet and all of that, not knowing he about to meet his demise. Peach is back there digging, and Franklin is listening. He's listening for a while. We flip to Franklin and his girlfriend, and she's about to head out the door. She's headed to work, I guess, and she has this worried look on her face, and we find out that she's pregnant, and she's not sure if she's keeping it. She's pregnant right now. She got goals and aspirations, dreams, that sort of thing. She's a woman, coming into the 90s, and so it's very much independent woman. I got to get my own. I done went and got my law degree. I can't just sit down and be a housewife. Franklin is also he also looks kind of worried, about being a father. But she tells him she will not support her child on that drug money. So when he's able to get out, he gonna have to go on and do that. And she says, until then, I'm gonna need for you to do whatever it is that you got to do to keep us safe, and he agrees. And then we flip back to them back at the desert dumping Thad's body. And so while Rob is talking about the stars and the comet and all of that, Franklin just walks up behind him and shoots him right in the head. He gonna do whatever it takes. That was a loose end that had to go. Because for one, he knew what Franklin really did. And it was only a matter of time before the whole hood knew. Or, the rest of the crackheads they hang with. Because obviously, Rob talked too much. And so, that's that. Peaches was like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. But that's just how it is. It is what it is. Franklin, he takes his girlfriend to this empty lot he wants to build a compound on for the family. He's talking about generational wealth and all of that. He wants the whole family together on a compound. And she assures him that she's loyal and all of that. This is gonna be ours. And she's a earthy girl. Right off the bat, we can see she's an earthy girl. She's a sage. She's a burning sage. Thank the universe. Chakra aligned kind of girl. Horoscopes, if you will. She's one of those girls. So she says she's loyal. She got his back 100%. And that's where we end. So the first episode got off to a good start, We haven't seen, I'm assuming Franklin's mom, she ain't gonna be back. He had a phone conversation with her in the second episode, but I'm assuming that she will not be returning when sorry y'all. I was going to the next set of notes so for episode 2, so let me hurry up and get off of here. But I'm assuming that she's out, because last season they kind of like wrapped up her story by sending her to Cuba, and so I'm guessing his mother has been replaced with this new girlfriend, because she's very much like Mama, as far as her being heavily involved in real estate. So there's that. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.